Hey, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Tickers.
Good to be back.
Now, usually we're all about, earnings calls and crunching numbers.
Absolutely.
But today we're going to kind of shift gears a little bit.
Right.
We are hitting the brakes on those earnings calls and swerving right into the fast lane of breaking news.
I like it.
So buckle up, everybody, because this one has the potential to totally reshape the EV landscape.
Big news today, huh?
Big news.
Yeah.
So
this is General Motors is selling its stake in a nearly finished EV battery plant in Lansing, Michigan, back to its joint venture partner LG Energy Solution for about $1 billion.
Okay, so $2.6 billion plant, almost done.
Almost done.
And they're selling it back to LG for about $1 billion.
Yeah, so, you're probably thinking, wait a second.
Yeah.
Didn't GM just announce they're going all in on EVs?
Exactly.
Why are they pumping the brakes on a massive battery factory?
Yeah, why would they do this? Is this good news or bad news?
What does it even mean for the future of EVs?
Exactly. So many questions.
So many questions.
So that's why we're here today.
We're going to unpack all of this.
To unpack this, yeah.
We're going to highlight some fascinating details from 5 different news sources and an investor presentation.
Wow.
So we really went deep on this one.
We went deep into the deep dive.
That's what we do.
All right. So first, let's just, give everybody some context on, GM's EV strategy so far.
Yeah. So they've been aggressively pushing towards an all-electric future.
Yeah. Seems like every other commercial is a new electric vehicle.
Right. They're not just talking the talk. They're investing billions of dollars in battery production.
Yeah.
Rolling out new EV models constantly.
Yeah.
Remember Ultium Cells LLC?
Lithium is.
That's their joint venture with LG.
Right.
That already has plants in Ohio and Tennessee that are just humming along. They even have a separate joint venture with Samsung SDI for a plant in Indiana.
So they're really all over the place.
They're all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why this is so weird.
Yeah.
If they're going all in on EVs, why would they sell this plant in Lansing?
Right.
And essentially shrink their direct ownership in U.S. battery plants to just one?
Yeah. That's the head scratcher, right?
Yeah, it doesn't... It seems kind of counterintuitive to all their stated goals.
Exactly.
What's going on here?
Yeah, so let's take a closer look at this Lansing plant.
Okay.
It's massive, 2.8 million square feet.
Wow.
Practically ready to go.
Really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be the 3rd Ultium Cells facility.
Okay.
And it's strategically located right next door to GM's existing Lansing Delta Township Assembly Plant.
Oh, so they already have a plant there.
They already have a plant there.
And they were going to build this other one right next to it.
Exactly, makes sense, right?
Yeah. It does.
Announced this back in January of 2022, part of a $7 billion Michigan investment plan.
So this was a big deal back then.
Huge deal.
Wow.
Big plans for Michigan.
Yeah?
And we can't forget the jobs.
Oh, right, the jobs.
Yeah, currently it employs about 100 people.
Okay.
But it was expected to create 1,700 new jobs.
Wow, that's a lot of jobs.
That's a lot of jobs.
Yeah. So there's a very real human element to this story as well.
No, absolutely. This goes way beyond just dollars and cents.
Absolutely. But before we get into all that,
right,
let's just look at what GM themselves are saying.
Yeah, they're saying this is a strategic move.
Okay.
This is not a retreat from EV ambitions.
So they're still all in on EVs.
They're all in.
They just don't want this particular plant.
It seems that way, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, in fact, GM CFO Paul Jacobson, he had a statement.
Okay.
Said they have the right cell and manufacturing capabilities to grow in the EV market efficiently.
Okay, so they think they can do it without this plant.
That's what they're saying, yeah.
Right.
Which, aligns with what CEO Mary Barra said recently.
What did she say?
About being more cautious with spending,
Okay.
Aligning production with actual demand.
So maybe they're realizing they don't need 3 plants?
Maybe they don't need 3 plants.
No.
Maybe 2 is enough.
All right, so they're just trying to be more efficient.
That seems to be the message.
Okay.
They feel confident
Okay.
that their Ohio and Tennessee plants
Right.
can meet current EV demand.
Okay, so they're like, we don't need this 3rd plant.
We're
good for now.
Yeah.
Okay, but now what's the upside for LG?
Right. What are they getting out of this?
Oh, they're not just getting a brand new plant.
No. They're getting full control over a strategically vital battery plant in a prime location.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
This gives them the flexibility to ramp up production and potentially supply batteries to other automakers besides GM.
So they could be supplying Ford or,
Exactly. Stellantis, anyone who needs batteries.
Yeah.
They're in the driver's seat now. Gives them a much stronger foothold in the North American market.
That's huge.
Big win for LG.
Huge.
And here's the thing. The plant's practically ready to go.
So they can just start making batteries.
They can start installing equipment tomorrow.
Wow. So this is
a big power move.
Yeah. This could really change things.
They could change the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, between LGES and other big players like Ford or Stellantis who are also, scrambling to secure battery supplies.
Scrambling, yeah.
Yeah, but here's another twist.
Okay, what's the twist?
While GM is selling this plant, they're actually expanding their partnership with LGES in a different direction.
Right.
They're going to develop prismatic battery cells.
Prismatic battery cells.
Yeah, have you heard of these?
I've heard of them, but I don't really know what they are.
So before we get into why that's a big deal, let's unpack what prismatic cells actually are.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
And why GM is betting on them. So there are a few main types of EV battery cells, right?
Oh.
There's cylindrical pouch and prismatic.
Okay.
Think of them like different shapes of Lego bricks.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, you can use them to build a battery pack.
Okay, so different shapes for different types of batteries.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah, so cylindrical cells, like the ones Tesla uses.
Okay.
Those are like the workhorses of the industry.
Okay, workhorses.
Yeah, they're durable and relatively easy to manufacture.
That's good.
But they can be kind of bulky.
Okay.
Then you got pouch cells. They're lighter and more flexible.
That's good.
But they're also more delicate.
Oh, okay. So they're kind of fragile.
Yeah, a little bit more fragile.
Okay.
Now, prismatic cells,
Yeah.
they kind of split the difference.
Okay.
They're flatter and rectangular.
Interesting.
Which makes them really space efficient.
So you can fit more in a smaller space?
Exactly. You can cram more energy into a smaller space, potentially leading to lighter and cheaper EVs down the line.
Wow. So this is like the next generation.
This is the future.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where GM's strategy starts to click into place.
Oh, okay. I see.
They're not abandoning battery production.
Right.
They're optimizing.
Optimizing?
Yeah. They're letting LG focus on churning out the current generation of cells.
Okay.
While they double down on developing the next generation.
I see. So they're like, we'll let you guys handle
Exactly.
We're going to focus on the future.
They're playing the long game.
Yeah.
It's a savvy move.
Yeah, it's a very smart move.
And it speaks to their long-term vision.
Yeah.
As GM VP Kurt Kelty said.
Okay, what did he say?
He said, this is about optimizing battery technology to enhance performance, safety, and cost.
That's what we want.
That's the trifecta, right?
Yeah.
They're playing the long game.
Long game.
Absolutely.
Okay, but why now?
Right. Why are they doing all of this right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Why sell the plant now? Why focus on prismatic cells now?
Remember that bit about GM being more cautious with spending?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out EV sales growth has slowed down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in 2024, after a massive surge in 2023.
So maybe they built too much capacity?
Could be.
Too fast?
Yeah, and they're not alone.
Really?
Other automakers have also been scaling back their EV plans as they adjust to this new reality.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this raises a crucial question.
What's that?
Is this just a temporary blip in the EV market?
Okay.
Or is this a sign of a more fundamental shift?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. It's tough to say.
It's tough to say, but it's something we'll be watching closely this coming months.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now, we talked about how much money they sunk into this plant.
Yeah, about $1 billion.
So how are they going to recoup that?
Right, they're not just going to eat that cost.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out they got another iron in the fire. Oh.
And it involves digging into the earth.
What do you mean?
Remember back in October?
Okay.
When GM announced that massive joint venture?
Oh, yeah.
With Lithium Americas to develop the Thacker Pass mine in Nevada?
Yeah, that was big news.
They're pouring $625 million into that project.
Whoa.
See, lithium is a key ingredient in EV batteries.
Okay.
And right now, there's a global scramble.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get their hands on lithium.
Everyone wants lithium.
Yeah.
So while they're scaling back on battery production in the short term, they're locking down the raw materials.
Oh, so they're thinking ahead.
Way ahead.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like classic vertical integration.
Yeah, they want to control as much of the process as they can.
Exactly. They're thinking ahead and controlling as much of the supply chain as possible.
Smart.
This puts them in a very strong position.
Yeah.
Especially if lithium prices skyrocket.
Oh, yeah. If there's a shortage, they're going to be sitting pretty. They're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah. All right. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
A lot.
Yeah. Breaking news, strategic analysis.
The global lithium market.
The whole shebang.
We've done it all.
We've done it all. But before we wrap things up, it wouldn't be Talk Tickers.
Oh, no.
Without our favorite segment.
Here we go.
This is not financial advice.
Buckle up, everybody.
Yeah. This is purely hypothetical.
For entertainment purposes only.
We are not financial advisors.
Please don't take this as investment advice.
Do your own research.
Talk to a real financial advisor.
Yeah.
Not us.
Yeah.
All right, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get speculative.
Let's get wild.
So let's follow this thread.
Okay.
GM is dialing back their own battery production.
Right.
But they're still all in on EVs.
Right.
That means they're going to need to source a lot more batteries from somewhere to meet their ambitious production goals.
They've got to get them from somewhere.
Exactly.
So who benefits from this shift?
Right. So the obvious answer
is their existing partners.
Okay, LG and Samsung.
LGES, Samsung SDI.
Yeah.
But what if?
Yeah.
What if they need even more batteries than those companies can supply?
What if they need to look outside their current partnerships?
That's where things get interesting.
Oh, here we go.
We could see a scenario where GM turns to other players in the global battery market.
Interesting.
And guess what?
What?
Some of the biggest, most advanced battery makers in the world
Don't tell me.
Are Chinese companies.
No way. Chinese batteries in American cars.
It's outrageous.
I know.
That's a bold prediction.
It's outrageous, but it's not entirely implausible.
Okay.
Think about it. The EV market is global.
Yeah, that's true.
And companies like CATL, they're already major players. They have the scale, the technology, and the ambition to fill that gap that GM's created.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so our outrageous but potentially plausible trade idea, and again, this is not financial advice.
This is not.
Is to start digging into the financials of Chinese battery manufacturers.
Like CATL.
Like CATL.
If you're a risk taker, love riding the waves of market disruption, this could be a play worth exploring.
All right, so do your own research.
Absolutely.
Proceed with caution.
Lots of caution.
Maybe consult an actual financial advisor.
Yeah, someone who knows what they're talking about.
Exactly. All right, so we've taken you on a deep dive today.
Deep dive.
Into this breaking news, but it's just the tip of the iceberg.
This story's just getting started.
Yeah, we've only scratched the surface.
So many unanswered questions.
So many questions.
Potential ripple effects.
So what are your thoughts?
Yeah. What do you think about this whole GM shakeup?
Do you think it's a brilliant move or a big mistake?
Head over to talktickers.com.
Let us know.
And tell us what you think.
This is a pivotal moment for GM.
And potentially for the whole EV market.
Will GM's decision to sell the Lansing plant turn out to be a stroke of genius?
Or a misstep that leaves them trailing behind in the race for EV dominance?
Only time will tell.
We'll be here to break it all down for you.
Thanks for joining us on this wild ride.
Through the world of EV battery plants and market speculation.
Until next time, keep those tickers talking.
Keep them talking.
Okay, so these prismatic cells, they kind of split the difference, right?
Yeah, they're flatter, rectangular.
Okay.
Which makes them super space efficient.
So you can like fit more battery into a smaller space?
Exactly, cram more energy into a smaller space.
Okay.
Potentially leading to lighter and cheaper EVs.
Oh, so this is good for consumers.
This is good for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where GM's strategy starts to make a little more sense.
Oh, okay.
They're not abandoning battery production altogether.
Right.
They're just kind of like optimizing their approach.
I see.
They're letting LGES focus on, churning out the current generation of cells.
Okay, so LG's got the present.
Yeah, LG's got the present.
And GM's got the future.
They're looking ahead.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah, it's a savvy move.
It is.
And it speaks to their long-term vision.
Okay.
Like GM VP Kurt Kelty said.
What did she say?
He said, this is about optimizing battery technology to enhance performance, safety, and cost.
So better batteries, basically.
Better batteries, safer batteries, and cheaper batteries.
Yeah, that's the dream.
The trifecta.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like this is good for GM. Good for LG.
So far, so good.
But what about the workers at the Lansing plant?
Right. What about those 1,700 jobs?
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
That's a big question mark.
Yeah, it is. And what about the overall EV market?
Right. Is this a sign that things are slowing down?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned EV sales have slowed down this year.
They have after a huge surge in 2023.
So is this just a blip, or is this like the beginning of the end?
I don't think it's the end of EVs.
No.
But it could be a sign that the growth isn't going to be as explosive as everyone thought.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's something we'll have to keep an eye on.
For sure, so many questions.
So many questions.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it so fascinating.
It's a developing story.
It is, and we're going to keep following it.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned, everyone.
We'll be back with more analysis soon.
All right, now let's take a quick break.
Okay, sounds good.
And when we come back,
Yes.
we'll get into some of the financial implications of this whole shakeup.
The numbers.
The numbers.
Let's crunch them.
And maybe even come up with some outrageous but plausible trade ideas.
Oh, here we go.
So stick around. Okay, so we've explored like all the angles of this whole GM thing.
Yeah, we've gone deep.
But let's get down to what matters.
Brass tacks.
Yeah. Is this good news or bad news?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And like with most things in finance, it's not so simple.
It's not black and white.
No, there are definitely pros and cons.
Yeah.
On the one hand, this move shows that GM's willing to adapt. They're willing to make tough decisions.
So they're not just like throwing money at every problem.
No, they're thinking strategically, positioning themselves for the future.
Yeah.
This suggests they have a really clear vision of where they want to be in the EV market.
Okay.
And they're not afraid to make bold moves.
Yeah, they're not afraid to shake things up.
Not at all.
And let's not forget, they're still super involved in battery production.
Yeah, through those joint ventures.
Right.
They're not completely out of the game.
No, it's more like a realignment.
Exactly, a strategic shift.
Okay.
And it frees up capital for other investments.
Like that lithium mine.
Exactly, that's a big one.
Yeah, securing those raw materials is going to be huge.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah, it's like they're building their own little EV empire.
Their own ecosystem.
Yeah.
But on the other hand,
yeah,
some investors might see this as a sign of weakness.
Oh, okay. So
like they're retreating.
They're giving up.
Yeah, maybe they overestimated demand.
Okay, yeah, maybe they thought they would sell more EVs.
Yeah, or maybe they're facing challenges.
Ooh, behind the scenes challenges.
Behind the scenes, yeah, things we don't know about.
Yeah, that's always possible.
We have to consider that.
Yeah, and what about the jobs at the Lansing plant?
Right, LGES said they're committed to those 1,700 jobs.
Yeah, but will they actually create them?
That's a good question.
We'll have to wait and see.
We'll be watching.
And this move could also affect their relationship with LG.
Yeah, how so?
Well, selling the plant back to LG could be seen as a vote of confidence.
Okay.
But it also creates a new dynamic.
What do you mean?
Well, now GM might have to buy batteries from LG.
Oh, to meet their own production goals.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, that could get interesting.
Some tough negotiations, maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah. So overall, this is a complex move.
It is a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, and a lot of potential consequences.
That could take years to play out.
Yeah, it's too early to say if it's good or bad.
Way too early.
But it's definitely a shift in GM's EV strategy.
And potentially for the whole EV market.
Yeah, exactly. This is why we love covering this stuff.
It keeps us on our toes.
It's us. We got to stay informed, track the developments.
And adapt our strategies.
Yeah, the EV market is always changing.
We're evolving.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Into the GM battery plant shakeup.
We'll keep following this story.
Absolutely. We'll keep you updated.
And bring you all the latest analysis.
Unfold.
Until then.
Keep those tickers talking.
Keep them talking.